Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready.
Today's going to be a little different, a little unexpected. We're going way back in history, like Old Testament history, and talking about King David.
King David, really?
Yep, I know, right? Shepherd, giant slayer, king of Israel. You wouldn't think there'd be much in there for us in the modern world in our careers.
I'll admit I'm intrigued.
We found this fascinating article. It's by Ephraim Anushagbi, and he pulls all these leadership lessons out of David's life. Seriously, it'll make you see the guy in a whole new light.
Okay, you've got my attention. Let's hear it.
So let's rewind all the way back to the beginning. David's a shepherd, right? Not exactly CEO material.
Yeah. Not the typical image of a powerful leader. But that's the first lesson, right?
Why?
Those early years tending sheep, they weren't just some random phase, they were formative.
Formative, how so?
He was out there developing all these skills and traits, stuff that actually shaped his leadership later on. Patience, observation, learning to protect his flock. It all took resilience, resourcefulness.
Huh. So it's like those entry-level jobs we all got to start with, right?
Yeah.
Not glamorous, but...
Building blocks! Exactly. Think about it. David wasn't handed the throne. He earned it step by step. What about you? What are you tending right now? What skills are you mastering that seem small but could be huge for your future?
Whoa. Okay, food for thought right there. Okay, let's fast forward a bit. Got to talk about David and Goliath.
Of course. Everyone loves that story.
But what's the career takeaway there? Besides courage, obviously.
Well, that's the thing. It's tempting to just see it as a story about courage, but there's so much more to it.
Like what?
David didn't just charge blindly into battle. He took the time to assess the situation, saw that Goliath's size, the armor, it all made him slow and vulnerable. David knew his strengths, the sling, years of practice, and then when everyone else was frozen with fear, he took action.
So it's calculated risks, not just like being a daredevil.
Precisely. It's about knowing yourself, seeing the opportunities, having the courage to act. What about your career? What giants are you facing? You letting fear hold you back? Or are you preparing, honing your skills so you can be ready to make your move?
Man, this is good stuff. Making me rethink some things for sure. Something else jumped out at me in that article, David's network. Jonathan, his mighty men. Those relationships were huge for him.
Couldn't agree more. David understood the power of alliances, strategic relationships.
Tell me more.
Well, Jonathan, right. The prince. He gave David access, guidance, helped him navigate the whole royal court scene. And then the mighty men, unwavering loyalty, support, they became his inner circle, advisors and warriors. These weren't just random people he knew. These were deep connections, shared values, trust.
Your network is your net worth. But it's got to be more than just names on a list, right?
Exactly. It's about building real, meaningful relationships. Who are the Jonathans in your life, the mentors? And who are your mighty men, your support system, who's got your back? Both are key for any career, no matter what you do.
This is really making me realize I got to up my networking game. Seriously. Okay, let's shift gears for a second. Got to be real. David wasn't perfect, made some big mistakes, Bathsheba, all that.
Yeah. We can't ignore that part of the story. All the power, the victories. It didn't make him immune to messing up.
So what's the lesson there?
It's all about how he responded to those failures. Owned it, repented, learned from it, didn't let it define him. He grew from it.
It's not about never messing up. It's about bouncing back.
Yeah.
Resilience.
Exactly. Everyone makes mistakes. The difference is what you do with them. Let them stop you in your tracks. Or own them, learn, come back stronger, wiser. David shows us even the darkest times can lead to growth and better self-awareness.
That's a powerful way to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing. The temple. He had this huge vision. Knew he wouldn't see it finished in his lifetime. Still put in all the groundwork, got the resources ready,
Right.
mentored Solomon to carry it on.
Talk about long-term vision. He was committed to something bigger than himself.
Yeah.
Leadership isn't just about your own achievements, it's the legacy you leave behind. He invested in Solomon, made sure his vision would live on, have an impact for generations. So think about your own career. What's your legacy? What knowledge, skills are you passing on? How are you empowering others to carry the torch?
Whoa. Those are some deep questions right there. All right, so summing up what King David taught us today. Start small, calculated risks, strategic relationships, humility, learn from setbacks, long-term vision. That's a whole leadership toolkit.
David's story, it all boils down to this. Leadership and success, they aren't about being perfect. They're about growth, resilience, and always being willing to learn, even from failure. So what giants are you facing? What can you learn from David to help you conquer them?
And on that note, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time.
See you then.